This week on Steel Horse Thunder.
This is my first ride ever, and I'm hooked.
It's a Blue Star weekend, and we cover 2 rides at the same time.
There are charities outside of the state that provide service dogs for veterans with PTSD.
I think that it's time that people really start to wake up and realize the people that are giving us our freedoms today need to be taken care of.
All that and much, much more this week on Steel Horse Thunder.
We're moving mountains one rock at a time.
How was your second ride on the Huey?
My second ride was awesome. I had a great time.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
Some people say true beauty comes from within. At Krambos, we think beauty can be inside and out. Along with the best paint and bodywork in the state, Krambos also offers all Harley motorcycle service work, from tune-ups to rebuilds. So make sure your bike looks as good as it runs and bring it on in to the only shop that treats your bike as good as we treat our own. Krambos. We'll get you noticed.
One thing about the motorcycle community is when one goes down, there's always another to help that rider back up. We take that same philosophy to our law practice. If you get hurt on the roads due to an accident, our team will help you pick up the pieces. Medical bills, lost income, pain and suffering. These aren't just words, they're the unfortunate reality for injured bikers and motorists. We may not be able to heal all your wounds, but we'll help you get back up by fighting for your right to fair compensation. Let our family help protect yours.
Leidendorf Law, like family because we are.
I think people like Hang Out of Flames mainly because it's not a big corporate store. They can come here, they can hang out. We invite them in the back to watch us while we work on their bike or even participate. We get a lot of new riders, first-time riders. They like that extra hands-on, and I think they like the pride in knowing what's being done to their motorcycle.
They do great work, and it's a great place to hang out. And we're thankful to have them as a sponsor of Steel Horse Thunder.
Hey, it's a Blue Star weekend. We got to be in 2 places at the same time. So I'm heading out to the east side for the Blue Star Mothers Rally. Cindy, what are you going to do?
I'm going to the west side for the Blue Star Salute, and I get a ride in a Huey.
I don't want to be in a Huey, so it's perfect. I'll tell you what, Cindy, you love to race. I'll tell you what, let's leave now and see who gets to the ride first.
Let's go.
Vicki, we're out here, got a beautiful day today. I know this ride was originally scheduled for last weekend. Lots of rain this weekend, blue skies. We're going to be using sunscreen. It's going to be awesome today. First off, could you tell me what the Blue Star Mothers are?
The Blue Star Mothers is about a 75-year-old organization that started prior to World War II. People served in the military, and moms hung banners in the windows and waited for their kids to come home.
And so now you guys are the Indy chapter.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been around?
We started in August of 2015, so we're kind of babies.
Brand new, very good. And you're already out here doing a motorcycle ride.
You betcha. We're moving mountains one rock at a time.
And so this ride today is actually, I know you guys are doing canines for today. This is what this ride's all about. Explain that part of it to me, please.
Yeah, the canines, actually, there are charities outside of the state that provide service dogs for veterans with PTSD. And we noticed that here in the state of Indiana, there is no charitable organization that provides service dogs. And so we wanted to make sure that veterans who could not leave their home or travel out of state could get service dogs here.
So where does Indiana stand as far as helping in this cause?
Indiana ranked 51 last year in taking care of our veterans. And with that being said, we wanted to be a part of the support to our veterans and when it comes to taking care of their health. And so when we started, initially suicide was a big issue to us. We wanted to make sure that our children who came home from the war, they came home to the resources, and we didn't want to leave any question. We wanted to make sure that they were taken care of as well as taking care of our veterans here. So with that being said, there is no service dog program here in the state of Indiana where most veterans would have to leave the state, and in most times they would have to wait in upwards of a year and a half, and that's if there's not even a waiting list. So we partnered with Ultimate Canine, and we just provide the funding. Unfortunately, it costs anywhere between $17,000 and $20,000 for a dog, but that limits the wait time from 3 to 4 months. As long as we can take care of the monetary funding, veterans should be able to get dogs. So when we actually partnered with Ultimate Canine, we uploaded the application on our website, and it was downloaded 90 times within 24 hours of putting it up. So we know that there is a need. In fact, we have a lot of high-risk veterans right now who need service dogs, and we can't raise money fast enough.
Now, Alicia, we're here. You're one of these 5 Blue Star moms that I was hearing, but I understand you're actually a Gold Star mom.
Yes. My son passed away last July.
And your son served and came home.
In the Army. Yes, he joined at 17 and passed away at 21.
And what did he do when he was in the Army?
He was infantry. He drove them around. He drove the Striker, I believe.
And can you tell us a little bit of what happened after he came home?
He came home and after work one day was in a head-on collision.
So this is less than a year ago. Obviously, this has probably helped you, motivate you to do what you guys are doing out here. And I understand your mom is involved as well.
Yes, it's definitely helping us with the grieving process, staying busy. And my son's battle buddies are keeping in contact with me. And I am helping them through the Blue Star Moms.
And that's important. It's a tragedy to lose a child. But then when nobody else is around and you feel that moment of that isolation that comes with what you're going through, unfortunately, I understand that part of it as well. You know, reach out, a hug, just a quick message on Facebook, all that stuff means so much. It means so much. And I can't help but to say I am so proud of what you're doing, to be able to, especially this soon, to be able to get out and do what you're doing right now. What would you say to somebody about the service dogs and all this, that what you guys are raising money for?
It's a wonderful cause. Our soldiers get out there and put their lives on the line for us, and we should give back to them.
You know, it's just very difficult when you know, after losing a son myself, I mean somebody else that's lost a child, and it's very difficult. It's a very tough time, and so you know, I like to hug those people. I like to pray for them, because in the midst of all this, even some of the closest friends you have will not be there at some point in time. And so I just want to pray with her and let her know that, you know, no matter what, the Lord's always there and the Lord always holds us up. And when we don't think we can take any more, somehow or another, we manage to get through. And you know, I just like to give her a word of encouragement. All right, Mark, I know you're the road captain on this ride. First of all, what made you get involved in this ride?
My daughter joined Blue Star Mothers because her son was in the service, and she wanted to help support our veterans and our service members alike. So that's what got me involved in it. I'm a veteran and I'm a rider, and she knows that I like to ride, and it was her idea to put together this Blue Star ride to benefit PTSD and TPI veterans to help train a service dog. So I thought that was a wonderful idea. So
I was going to say, how proud are you of your daughter? I mean, she's actually one of these pioneering mothers. I mean, basically, you know, to get this thing rolling here in Indy, got to make you pretty proud.
You wouldn't believe how proud I am.
How would you describe, in a nutshell, what is Texas Corral?
Texas Corral is more than a restaurant. It's actually it's a Texas-themed dining experience. It's good for the whole family. If you want to come and bring everyone, or if you just want to come in and have a beer, it's totally fine either way.
And just like in Texas, everything is bigger here.
Absolutely. We have big beers, big samplers, but low prices.
So whether you're taking the family out to dinner, or if you just finished riding the back roads of beautiful southern Indiana with your buddies on the motorcycles, Texas Corral is the place to be. 2 great locations.
Leidendorf Law has been a proud sponsor of charity rides throughout central Indiana. Through the years, we have established many lasting relationships with Steel Horse viewers and clients. I've had many riders come up to me and say, I hope I don't ever need a lawyer, but if I do, I know who to call. So if you're in an accident and need a seasoned trial lawyer, call Leidendorf Law. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Vince, the store looks a whole lot different than it did this time last year.
It does. I actually saw our old interview and I saw the barren walls behind and how different it looked. It has changed a lot.
So obviously business has been going good for you, and what's new around here?
We just kind of expanded everything. We really listened to what the customers have told us. Like, for example, last year I was like, oh, you don't have any perforated leather. So now this year I have perforated leather. We picked up a couple exclusive brands that no one else are going to carry or have available in the area, and it's all customer driven. I listen to what they say, and that's what I put here. We're on the southwest corner of 96 and Aliceville. There's a light to get in. There's very convenient. Construction's done, so come right on in. It's right in the same strip mall as Kip's Pub and southwest corner.
And remember, when you come in, make sure you tell them Steel Horse Thunder sent you.
So Brandy, we're here at the Miracle Ride. Tell me about your bike because I love it. It's a beautiful bike. What kind of bike is this?
This is a Yamaha Virago 1100, and she babies me. She's an oldie but goodie, but I know how to work on this one. You get the newer, nicer ones, and yeah, it's not as easy.
So how long have you been riding?
32 years, but I started out on dirt bikes as a very young girl.
So this isn't your first bike?
No, this is number 4. 2 dirt bikes, 2 road bikes.
So do you have a lot of trips under you? Have you went any place?
About 7 years old, I went to Florida on the back of my dad's Honda. I've been up to Minnesota on my own, just little local rides, a couple 100 miles. I did go over to Missouri, Eminence, Missouri.
So do you have any plans for bigger rides eventually on this bike?
The Dragon Tail. Gotta go the Dragon Tail. Not doing Sturgis.
You got to do the tail though.
I got to do the tail. My cousin goes every year. We're gonna go together.
Well, that's cool. I love your bike. So how long have you had this bike in particular?
Let's see. It was 2 years in December. My first bike was a Vulcan 650, and I had to upgrade to the 1100.
So have you done anything to this bike? Put any chrome on it?
I changed the spark plugs, changed the oil. I added an eagle onto the tail. That's about it.
Well, I'm glad you changed the spark plugs because it probably wouldn't run without them.
That's it.
Well, thank you so much. And what an awesome day today at the Miracle Ride. Tell me, how was it going around the track? You said this was your first time.
Well,
on a bike.
It's hard to say. At first, I wanted to go really fast, and then I wanted to slow down and just enjoy it. But then the adrenaline got to me, and on the last little bit, I'd had to get her up where I'd get a ticket if I was on the regular road.
Well, I hate to tell you, but I would have got a ticket today too because I went. I hit 100 today.
Did you? Did really? Yeah. I was pushing it. I'm like, she's old.
Yeah, you got to baby her. Well, thank you so much for being out here today, supporting Riley. I love your bike. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
You hear that little voice? It says, meet me where the road touches the sky. It's time to ride. And when you're on the road, make sure you have rider insurance. Rider is focused solely on the motorcycle community and has been for almost 4 decades. We know what it's like to feel the wind on our face because we're riders ourselves. Come see the difference. Ride with Rider.
Are you adequately insured if you get in an accident? Do you have the right coverage? Can you recover from your own insurance company? These are questions we deal with on a daily basis. So call us at 317-842-5800 or visit us at Leidendorf.com. Because if you're in an accident, you need us against the insurance company. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
done this ride. This is the 11th year.
Correct.
You are the only ride that has a Huey helicopter that follows it, which is pretty cool. I rode in it last year, going to ride in it this year. It's going to be fun.
Yes, it is.
But what is this ride all about?
This ride, actually, it started with the Indiana Blue Star Salute, which is a non-for-profit organization that pays tribute to military families. There are a lot of benefits, organized functions to pay tribute to our military, but the people left at home, the people that worry about our veterans, our soldiers, our active duty members every day, they kind of get left on the wayside. So this day pays tribute to them. It's for the military family. And the ride is just a motorcycle procession paying tribute to them. And the funds raised from this ride, and all funds raised out at the event itself, go towards the American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund for orphans of soldiers fallen from the state of Indiana.
Now this ride today is different than last year. It's starting at a different place. What made you change the place that you started?
As stubborn as I can be, I do listen to constructive criticism. A couple of the things I heard about the last few rides were, first of all, waiting on the Huey. Because of the proximity to the airport, Charlie had to get clearance to get that close to the airport, so sometimes we had to wait on him. And I asked him, I said, if I could find a venue where we can land the Huey and you can leave with us, are you willing to do it? Charlie says, of course. He says, anything you want. And then also by starting it here, the other thing people mentioned is the length of the ride. From Indy West out to Hendrick County, it was only an 11-mile ride. By starting here, I've actually expanded it to a 40-mile ride.
And I bet the riders like that because they like to ride a little bit longer and have that Huey following them because that's cool.
Yeah, the longer Charlie's in the air, the happier we are.
Chuck, I see you around all the time. You guys do a great job at what you do. What are you doing on this ride today?
Well, I'm one of the members of Rolling Thunder from the Indianapolis Chapter 1, and we do a lot of these benefit rides, mainly to help military families and military people. And we have a few members here. I noticed we've got probably 10 members here right now, and I've done this for 3 years, this ride for 3 years.
Well, it's a little bit different this year. I think it's going to be pretty good. What do you think?
Oh, it's always good. Yeah, I love the end of it when you get to the fairgrounds and everybody does their speeches and everything. You learn a lot, and you see a lot of people that need our support, and we give our support from Rolling Thunder.
How many times have you been on this ride?
This will be my 4th time.
I heard you say you wanted to ride on that Huey. You'd leave your bike here to ride on that Huey.
I would leave my bike here in a heartbeat to ride on that Huey.
It's pretty cool. I was up there last year, and it's pretty cool. You should ride.
Looking up last year. Yeah. I was looking for you.
So you were on the ride last year. It was the 10th year. It was pretty cool ride last year.
Beautiful day for it. Yeah, it was really a nice day. Great ride. I don't know if it benefited American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund, and I'm a rider out of Post 155 in Carmel, so I try and make these events.
So are you a veteran?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for your service, because without you guys, we wouldn't be in a free land.
Well, thank you for everything you do for veterans. I know you show up at all the rides, and saw you last week at the Miracle Ride, and every time we turn around we see you, and it's really great to have you around.
So Don, you're here at this ride. I heard this is your first ride. Somebody, they didn't have to drag you here, did they?
Oh, no. It was for a good cause, and a good friend of mine was a Marine, and that's why we came out.
So that is the reason you came out, was because of that. This is going to be a great ride today. I know it's your first time, but it is a good ride. That Huey helicopter is going to be, I can't even say it. It's going to be up in the sky, and it's going to be pretty cool.
It's going to be amazing. It's already amazing. There's lots of people here. And
so is this one of your bigger rides, or have you been on other rides?
I've been on other rides, but this is a pretty good size one for us. And we live, an hour away from here, so you don't have.
You had a good ride here.
We had a great ride here.
So Rick, you have done all the rides. Do you coordinate, or do you just come on the ride?
Well, I started the ride in 2005, and Cowboy coordinates it about 4 years later.
So you're the actual first one that put the ride on, though?
Sure. Yep.
So how much time did it take for you to do that? I mean, what was your purpose of doing it?
Well, it took a couple of years for it to be organized to a large number of bikes, but the word of mouth had to spread. But the military at the time was in their high mode with the war, and a lot of people had a lot of patriotic in them, so that's why it grew mostly, because it's military related.
Well, I'm glad you came out to this ride today. What's your buddy's name?
This is Mark.
How you doing today?
Mark Replogle. We call him Repdoggle.
Why do you call him that?
Because I ride
Just
a Honda.
because he rides a Honda.
Okay, we do not discriminate about bikes. We love any kind of bikes. What kind of bike do you ride?
A Honda Goldwing, and I do have a Buell.
I have a Buell, and this is the Cadillac, right? This Honda's a Cadillac.
Cadillac. And we travel all over the world with, or United States with it, the wife and I. Last year we went out of the United States, up through Canada, down Maine, through New York, and you cannot ride a better bike.
I don't know why he calls himself that, but I think all his friends calls him that.
I'm a receiver. I'm a sponge. Sarcasm finds me because I have a group of guys that we've been riding with now for about 8-9 years, and you always have to have somebody you pick on. So I take it with stride. I enjoy it, and I look forward to it. I always like to see what they can give me every day. So
that's fun.
It keeps the ride a lot more fun when you're having somebody to pick on, and always have a laugh. So if they have to laugh at me, I feel like that's my purpose in life, to bring joy to them at my expense. So
I don't know how.
As long as they buy me a beer now and then, too, it makes up for it.
Well, that's pretty good. So what brings you out to this ride today? Is it just those guys, just to make fun of you?
We do a lot of annual rides, and this is one that we really feel is really important. We always look at the cause, and obviously the support for the military families is by far very, very important. And if you're going to have to spend your time, what more else would you want to do than be with your friends? And one of our riders is actually a Afghan vet, Iraq vet, so he's great guy, and so I really appreciate what the military has done, the sacrifices that they make.
So is this Braid Buddies, or do you do this yourself?
No, I did that. It's easy enough to braid it in the mirror. It's long enough.
You don't have your girlfriend or wife or whatever do that for you?
Every once in a while, but
Yeah.
she was working last night, so I just braided it up myself and threw some skulls in there to keep it weighted down.
Is that what you do, weight it down with that?
Yeah. Otherwise, it just beats me in the face when I'm riding.
Yes, I understand that, because Scott says the same way.
It always kind of makes me tear up.
Yes.
But because we get to do what we're doing today because of these guys. I mean, this is what freedom's all about.
You know, it really is. And they do the ultimate sacrifice when they're over there in the military, and I don't think they get enough recognition for what they do. So I'm glad that you guys are honoring those families today.
I appreciate you saying that. None of this would be possible. We're a Christian-based group, and if it wasn't for the good Lord and God, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing today. My wonderful crew, all my crew donate their time and effort, and that's how we're able to pull this off for the Blue Star. But ultimately, we always have to say, how do we have this freedom? How are we able to do these things today? And it's because of these families, and undoubtedly they are not paid enough. They're not taken care of like they should be. I think that it's time that people really start to wake up and realize the people that are giving us our freedoms today need to be taken care of.
Jeff, how was the ride for you today? You said it was your first one.
This is my first ride ever, and I'm hooked. I've had my bike for a year now, and I can't go back. Gotta always ride. Gotta ride.
So is this your first big ride?
This is my first big ride, yes. I've got in a smaller chapter, smaller rides, but this is the biggest.
So how many times have you been on this ride?
I was gonna come last year and I didn't make it, but I made sure I was gonna be here this year. I enjoy it.
So did you like it? Was it a long enough ride for you?
Yes, ma'am, it was. Kind of, for old long legs though, I was like, oh my God, I need to stand up. But it was fun though.
It was a lot of fun. We were up there in the helicopter watching you guys, and that was pretty cool.
We could feel the breeze when you guys come by. Yeah. Me and Connor, she said, oh, I can feel the breeze. I said, yeah, it does feel good. So I opened up my vest so the wind could fly. Yeah, it was fun.
So what'd you think about that helicopter?
The Huey UH-1, man, I saw him flying above. I tried to wave at him, but it's kind of dangerous to be doing that when you're riding. So, I did the wave on the side. That's about it. I don't think they can see that, but
just an awesome blessing to be here. My son served in the United States Army. My dad was in the United States Army, so it's close to the heart for me. And got still family members that are still in it, so I wouldn't have missed it.
What are you guys doing out here today? I mean, you guys are Colts cheerleaders. You're a big deal. What are you doing out here today?
Yeah, so we just actually led a kids clinic. We taught a dance to some girls and boys of their parents are away overseas, and so today this is a huge program for them to come out, meet other families who are going through the same situation, just have a good time, and take their mind off where their parents are today, and it's awesome.
Okay, so today, how was it being able to come in here? Because this was close quarters. So is this like the closest you've been, or do you land in these kind of places all the time?
We have several other demos that are just as tight, if not a little bit tighter than this one. Yeah. It wasn't too bad. The winds were pretty much in our favor, gave us the length of the landing we needed. A little bit turbulence off the buildings, but not bad.
Okay, so how long have each of you guys been jumping out of, or jumping whatever it is that you do?
I started in 1991. I have pushing almost 850 jumps. So,
I started the same year. I have 6,000 plus skydives.
I'm the old guy. I started in 1974 and I've lost count.
Yesterday's ride was a pretty big event. How many bikes showed up yesterday?
We had just about 250 bikes and raised just under $4,000.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
So how is that compared to years past?
Years past, actually the numbers were down. Numbers were up this year because of the new venue and everything. I wasn't sure how it was going to fluctuate because we had actually moved our ride up a week, and we were competing with other rides in the area. Next year we will move it back to the third Saturday in June. But for the change in venue and change in everything, I was pleasantly surprised at what we had come out. And Brian and Brenda with B Square Country Saloon, they were an extreme help, supplying the breakfast for everybody. I mean, you came in, you had scrambled eggs, biscuits and gravy, sausage link, home fries, and an atmosphere that was air conditioned and you could sit down and relax before the ride started. So I got nothing but compliments on the ride yesterday, and everybody's looking, everybody that was out there yesterday is looking forward to doing it again next year.
Well, hey, that's going to do it for us this week. I hope you enjoyed the Blue Star Week, and I hope you learned a little bit about what the Blue Star families and the Blue Star mothers all stand for. Personally, I hope Indiana steps up its game and starts taking care of its veterans a little bit better.
Yes, and the Blue Star Salute was an awesome ride. It's always nice to ride in a Huey.
Well, and that proves the point again. It doesn't matter what you ride.
It's that you ride.
Still Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.